All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Achad.
There is Israel, Lord God, the Lord.
Hey, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Welcome on the Shabbat morning. Yes, I'm showing my face this time. I figure, I make a personal appearance instead of just being behind my banner. All right. For Yahweh is my banner. All right. But I'm talking about an avatar banner. So, we will be. Hey, share this on your channel. It's going to get real controversial to stupid people that think they know the Bible. Okay. We're going to be going through the Torah. We're going to be in Exodus, starting at chapter 13, verse 17. And we're going to end up at chapter 17, verse 16, okay? Then we'll head over to the prophets to read the book of Judges, chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 4, ending at chapter 5, verse 31. Then we'll head over to the gospel and read Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 to verse 33. All right, that's what we will be doing today.
That's right.
All right. This one's going to be good, man. And a lot of things a lot of people don't pay for. Shalom Gabor Gabor. Powerful soldier right there. We're going to be going into a lot of things a lot of people don't understand or know why it's like that, And I hope this one brother gets on here too, man. He needs this. But I'm going to post this to some groups and then we'll get started with some prayers, all right? So give me a second. Whoever's in here, hey, post it to your page. Okay, post it to any group that you're in. All right, show some support. Like and share. Also go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, like, and comment.
And remember, ignorance is the number one cause of death.
That's true. That's true. Ignorance is the number one cause of death.
See that? I'll get this on.
What's up?
I'm happy I came up with it. This is what this basically with this whole this whole should I say like Torah portion is what that is. Ignorance is the number one cause of death.
Yeah, there's one brother need to see that. He just be exalting himself. You know the one brother that go to the gym? Elijah. He wants me to meet him at a coffee shop to eat donuts so he can preach me the real word of God. So I don't have to be on the streets in my dusty costume.
That's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's exalting himself. Hey, he that exalts himself will be abased. All you got to do is get on here, brother. We want to smoke. That's all you need to do is come on here. I take the smoke. All right, you can spread your filthy doctrine on here, and I edify the people in the true name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So you want to smoke? Anybody want to smoke when it comes to this doctrine? You can have it. You can get it all day. Can you move these things, Bob, for sure? All right. And with that being said, let's get to these prayers. I'm gonna go to the banner, then I'm gonna click right back off the banner. But we're gonna say some prayers so we can get ready and we can get blessed. All right. So. My dusty costume. That was funny though. All right.
You can't even go inside of a coffee shop right now, dumb nuts. What the heck, man? What the heck?
Just go on there and say something. It's like, hey, we can't do it, bro. You know, you might as well come outside. And he just don't want to come outside in front of everybody. That's it. He don't want to be cut up in front of the neighborhood. That's what he don't want. He want to sit down there and have a nice little conversation.
They get cut peacefully.
Hey, he can get cut peacefully. That's it. All right. This is the Abanawa found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malapaka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kahaya. Bashemayim. Ratanyanawa. Lakam. Kayawam. Wasalakina. Kabawatina. Kasalakina. Kabawatina. Wala'a. Tabiyainawa. Benasai Wam, Abo, Habashai now, Monrai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, Walayalamiam, Aman,
Aman.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Aman.
Aman.
Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done
here on earth
here on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us
our debts
our debts
as we forgive
as we forgive
our debtors.
our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
power,
and the glory,
and glory
forever.
forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Bahashim,
Bahashim.
Yahushua,
Yahushua.
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, this is the Asherah found in the book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 4, chapter 144, verse 15, chapter 145, top to bottom, chapter 115, starting at verse 18 to the bottom. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee, Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of thy glorious honor, thy majesty, and thy wondrous works, and men shall speak of thy might, of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. Everybody bow down towards Jerusalem, Israel, the east. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand, and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak of the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Amen.
This is the first three prayers of the Amada, Abawath,
Barak,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Allahayinawa,
Allahayinawa,
Allahaya,
Allahaya,
Abathanawa,
Abathinawa,
Allahaya,
Allahaya,
Abaraham,
Abaraham,
Allahaya,
Allahaya,
Yitazakak,
Yotazakak,
Walahaya,
Walahaya,
Yaquab,
Yaquab,
Allah,
Allah,
Shadia,
Shadia,
Allah,
Allah,
Ayawun,
Ayawun,
Gamal,
Gomor,
Esadayim,
Kasadayam,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Magan,
Magan,
Abaraham,
Abaraham,
Gabawarwa,
Gabawarwa,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Gabawar,
Gabawar,
Lawalam,
Lawalam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Matayam,
Matayam,
Wamaya,
Mamaya,
Rawama,
Tawama,
Laka,
Lakha,
Malak,
Malak,
Hawalam,
Hawalam,
Mamaya,
Mamaya,
Makaya,
Mamakaya,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Matayam,
Matayam,
Kudawarsha,
Kodawarsha,
Shem Yahweh,
Shem Yahweh,
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 Atah,
Atah,
Kadayash,
Kadayash,
Washumka,
Washumka,
Kudawash,
Kodawash,
Wakdawashim,
Wadakawashim,
Bakol,
Bakol,
Yawum,
Yawam,
Allah,
Allah,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allah,
Allah,
Akadawash.
Hakadawash.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
power of our fathers,
power of fathers,
power of Abraham,
power of Abraham,
power of Isaac,
power of Isaac,
and the power of
and the
Yaakov.
power of Yaakov.
Almighty power,
Almighty power,
most high power,
most high power,
who bestows mercy,
who bestows mercy.
blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
seed of Abraham,
seed of Abraham.
you are mighty, Yahweh,
You are mighty, Yahweh,
forever,
forever.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
who receives the dead,
who receives the dead,
who is comparable to you,
who's comparable unto you,
King of eternity,
King of eternity,
who calls death,
who caused death
and gives life,
and gives life.
blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
who gives life
who gives life
to the dead.
to the dead.
You are holy, Yahweh,
You are holy, Yahweh,
and your name is
and
holy,
your name is holy.
and the holy ones,
And the holy ones,
every day
praise you
forever.
forever.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
the
the
power,
power,
who is holy,
who is holy.
by Hashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Hamashiach,
Mashiach, Amen. A psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to shew forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon a palistry, upon the harp with solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thy enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire of my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall glow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Alahayah. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to shew that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Mashiach,
Hamashiach.
Amen. Everybody get up. Let's start this Sabbath service. Shalom, everybody. If y'all can hear me just fine, everybody that's on here, just press 1. If you can't hear me that good, Baba Kusha, press 2. I need to know that before I can go on, because I don't want to be going through these precepts and can't nobody hear me. All right? So do that for me, and I get started. Where's your... Come. Hey, if y'all see that brother Elijah in this group, y'all let me know. If y'all see Elijah in here, you let me know. Okay? We want the smoke from Elijah. All right, Elijah talk too much. All right, he has a mentality of a Christian, and we're trying to bring the brother back. I'm not trying to
I'm not trying to beat him in the head with my hand. I'm trying to beat him in the head with the scriptures, so he'll understand and take it to heart. And he's not understanding things because he's too indoctrinated. All right. So let's see if I can get a hold of him. But hey, brother, want to smoke? Bring it to me. We want to smoke. We want smoke. Bring us the smoke like an Indian. Come on, brother. The water gubble wargle bar. We want the smoke. And I don't usually come at brothers like this, man. You know, I usually like, man, whatever. I do my video, post it, edification, everything is right there. You know, but when you start talking to me, you just start bumping your gums, man. Now I gotta shut you down. I can't let you do that. Okay. Gotta have notes, man. Gotta have my notes near me. So I'm trying to set my notes right here, right where I have my notes and everything with me. All right, come. Go ahead, I want you to read Exodus 13 and 17.
What?
Exodus 13 and 17. We want smoke. We want smoke.
Ready?
Just a sec. Con, go ahead.
All right. It's Exodus chapter 13, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass, when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines.
Right.
Although that was near, for God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt. But God led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea.
So remember, repent means to turn from. So what he said was, we're not going to go the way of the Philistines. That way, at least the people see war and they repent and they turn from the way that he wants them to go. So he's like, nah, we're not going to go that way. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel went up, harnessed out of the land of Egypt. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
They didn't cremate him. Go right. Read.
And they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud.
So the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud. Now we're going to find out who this Lord is, because a lot of y'all is not understanding the law. You're not understanding who was back here in this time. All right, I'm going to show y'all through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
To lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people.
And when you look this up, the pillar is talking about a nimbus. And you can understand that who actually read this. The Japanese and the Chinese read this, right? Huh? Yeah, they read this because it's called the nimbus. All right. And I Lord willing, I remember to look this up. I just got some points to go to, but y'all can look this up through the blue letter, okay? You're free to do it. All right, go ahead.
That was it on the chapter.
Go ahead. So Kal Sharad Debar Yahweh, Nai Shai, Nashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. All right, so now let's move on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on from here. Chapter 14, we read.
Chapter 14, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before the Fahirioth.
Fahakarath. That's the name. They were Fahakarath. Read.
Okay. Fahakarath. Between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal Zephon, before it shall ye encamp by the sea.
Mm-hmm.
For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, They are entangled in the land, the wilderness hath shut them in.
Mm-hmm.
And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them. And I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said, Why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us.
And that's crazy. Y'all don't think that's crazy right there? Go to Nakar Bakat, go to Exodus 10 and 7 real quick. Read that again, Zanak, in verse 5.
It's 5. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people.
So the heart of Pharaoh and his servants was turned against the people. And what?
And they said, Why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us.
Mm-hmm. Read that real quick.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 10, verse 7. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the man go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed?
So his same servants told Pharaoh, man, get these people out of here. Now again, read that right now. Now they're saying this. Read.
Verse 6. And he made ready.
No, verse 5.
Verse 5 again.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said, Why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us.
See? That was crazy, but the Most High is doing this.
And he's putting the spirit like it's the spirit of Pharaoh. He's hardened his heart. So
right?
The Most High can show his power.
So the Most High want to show his power through who? Through Yahweh. The Most High, I don't want to give it up. The Most High is showing his power through someone else, and that someone else is actually doing it for him, because the Most High don't get off his throne. All right? So I just wanted to show that and pair that up so y'all can see that first the servants are saying that, and now the servants are saying, once that we gone, why did we do this? Why? What do you think they'll say that for? Because they lazy. They don't want to do none of the work. They don't want to do that work. They want to still be the middle class and the upper class.
Pretty much Esau.
That's how they are.
They complain about the Mexicans taking all the jobs, freaking all this, but we're doing jobs that they wouldn't even do, that they wouldn't even last.
Exactly.
Complain about that we're taking their jobs.
I can't see how you take somebody's job that's an alien. You're not supposed to have a job, man. Let's say, you know. Right. But at the same time, is, hey, what you complaining about it for? But watch when it go down further. Watch this, because we're gonna find out how our people are, and they're the same way they was back then. Read.
Verse 6. And he made ready his chariot and took his people with him. And he took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and the captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them, encamping by the sea beside
Fahakarath. Yeah.
Before Baal Zephon.
So now Israel back is right towards the sea, right? So imagine this: Israel was walking away, running, doing it. They're not running, but they're chasing after Israel. They're looking at Israel walk away. They're not running and everything else. Now they come to the sea, right? So now, if Israel's face is toward the sea, imagine if Israel turned their back towards the sea. to look the other way to see if somebody's coming. Now their backs are towards the sea, right? Watch this. Read, Baba Kushab.
Verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel lifted up, and the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid.
They marched after the children of Israel. They wasn't running after them. Read.
And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, and they said unto Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt us with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians?
Our people say that today. And in so many words they say that. In so many words they say that. I mean, a lot of our people have it out, just be like, man, leave us alone so we can serve this captivity. Or leave us alone so we can serve this king of Egypt, which this is a spiritual Egypt and a spiritual Sodom. And not in so many words have they said a lot of things like this. Like, what would they say? We have our own understanding.
Right.
We be telling them, hey, y'all got to get out of this captivity. We have our own understanding of the Bible. Basically, we ain't finna do that. We finna stay here. What else?
Oh, those are your beliefs, or you see it that way, I see it different. Or you read it at things like, oh, you're reading out of context. How am I reading out of context if I'm reading what the Bible says?
And that's basically them saying, leave us alone. We want to serve here. Yeah. We're comfortable where we are. That's what they're saying. Yeah. What else would you say?
No, there's a lot, can't they?
Also, at the same time, they complain about how they're getting treated, how they don't come, how it's still the same. But then again, when we tell them, okay, let's unite together, it's like, oh, why? We gotta love everybody. We gotta come together as people, everybody.
Because they're trying to love somebody that they don't love them.
Yeah.
Now watch this. This is Jeremiah 2:14. And it reads, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? And that's how they act, like homeborn slaves, which they were homeborn slaves. But you watch, as we read, they're going to be understanding. Like if you have a pillar by day, a cloud pillar by day, and a cloud pillar by night that guides you out, and you're looking at this thing guide you out, are you dumb as hell not to say, like, man, there's something like, there's something like far beyond than you can understand that is guiding us out of here. Because when I look back, I see darkness. But when I look forward, there's light. Something has got to tell you this, man. Because servants don't care. Servants just want to be back there. They're not paying attention to back there.
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable in their captivity. And that's how a lot of people are. They're comfortable in their captivity here.
They're comfortable about it, but they complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, so you complain about it, but you're comfortable, but you don't want to do nothing about it.
Exactly.
That makes no sense at all. It's just like, damn, Stockholm syndrome to the max.
So go ahead and read verse 12 and we'll move on from there.
Verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians?
Mm-hmm. Right.
For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will shew you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea.
So hold on. He said right here in verse 13, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he shall shew to you shew to you today. For the Egyptians who you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Now, we know who the Egyptians are today, right? Do we see them? But he's not talking about like actual see them, like, you know, yeah, like see them in their glory and how they were in control and everything else. Because when you read the scriptures and you know who they are today, he's not talking about like not actually seeing them no more, because everybody's going to be judged in these last days. Everybody's coming back in these last days to be judged. We're going to see them. We're just not going to see them in the strength like they was in Egypt no more. All right. So where were you at? Verse 17 now, right?
Yep. And I behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all the host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. Mm-hmm. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
So now, remember, Israel went to the seaside, right? Not the seaside, but they were at the sea now. So now the pillar that was before them is over the sea. So he went from before their face to behind them. Now he's going to be in between Israel and the Egyptians. Keep reading.
20. It came to pass between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel that it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one camp came not near the other all the night.
So now he's making it darkness to the Egyptians, and he's making it light to Israel. Go ahead.
And Moses, verse 21, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all the night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. Mm-hmm. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
So now, who's seeing all this?
Israel and the Egyptians and all the other people that's around.
Yes, everybody else is seeing this. Everybody's seeing this, because if you see the right hand and the left hand side, these waters go straight up in the air. Everybody is seeing this. So he's not just scaring the Egyptians, but he's hardening their heart. He's scaring the hell out of everybody else. Everybody else knows that. Everybody around them knows that Israel's in captivity. Like today, everybody around us know that we're in captivity. But the things that are happening right now today, everybody is seeing the same damn thing. All on the news, all on the internet. They know what's going on. They just not going to say nothing to you. They know what's going on, but they're scared as hell. And a lot of people are starting to come out about it. You see it all over the internet. They try to be like, it's conspiracy. And this. No, it's not. Read.
Verse 22. Mm-hmm. The children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea. Right. Even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, and they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
Sorry, what verse?
I'm at verse 26 now.
Okay, okay.
And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the warning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
So, understand, I believe it's chapter 4, when the Most High was telling Moses that he was going to make him a god amongst the Egyptians and Israel, because Moses is pulling out his rod. But the children of Israel can't hear the Lord out of the pillar of the cloud talking to Moses. Only Moses and them can hear. Is he speaking out loud, or is it telekinesis? He's speaking to him in his mind. He's not speaking out loud. They can't hear him. They can't hear him at all. He's just speaking to him like that. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses.
Come. Kal Asherah, Debar Yahweh, Anaya Shai, Wanashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So just resorting back to chapter 14, verse 5, Pharaoh's servant said, why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us? All right. Remember, those same servants wanted Pharaoh to let Israel go because of the Most High was destroying them with blisters, the plagues. That's what it was, blisters and everything all over them. So they came to Pharaoh's like, man, just let them go. Get them out of here. Look at, they're destroying Egypt. Right? And that you'll find in Exodus 10 and 7, where the servants are telling Pharaoh to let them go. Okay? So now let's go over here to chapter 15, Baba Kasha. Right?
Chapter 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. And the Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war.
The what?
The Lord is a man of war.
No, the Lord is of great hugs and kisses.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is not a man of hugs and kisses. The Lord is a man of war. To all you Christians out there, man, and I'm not being proud and exalted. I'm just telling you, the Lord is a man of war. He's a man of war. He is not coming back to give you a hug. He is not to come back to give you a hug and a kiss. He's not coming back to do any of those things that you think he's going to do. His vesture shall be dripped in blood. Okay, so you can try to hug him if you want to. Slice and dices. That's what you'll be. Okay, but let me explain something to you in verse 1. When he said, then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song. You know how you can listen to your favorite track and favorite CD? You're going to remember it always, right? This is something that you should remember. This is a song in your ear. That's what the Most High is telling you. Let this be a song in your ears so you can always remember it. So when you hear anywhere in the Bible says this should be a song, he's saying remember it. All right? Baba Kushah, start from verse 3.
Verse 3. And the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Right.
Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea.
Right.
The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom of it as a stone.
And to this day, archaeologists and everybody has found a lot of chariots at the bottom of that sea right there. Read. Look it up.
Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy.
Who's the most high's right hand?
Sure.
Get that precept. Find that precept. Matter of fact, hey, Nakar, find that precept. Yahweh Shai is the right hand of Yahweh. Read.
Verse 6. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sentest forth thy wrath which consumed them as stubble.
Mm-hmm.
And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The flood stood upright as in heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be dissatisfied upon them.
What verse you want?
I will,
What verse you want?
Verse 9.
Kind of go ahead.
I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Verse 10. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, amongst the gods? Who is like unto thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, and praises, doing wonders.
There you go.
Thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them.
Mm-hmm.
Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation.
Now, this is the first time the Most High redeemed Israel out of Egypt, right here. It's the first time he redeemed. And when you go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, he's saying nobody after that, they going to Egypt again, nobody's going to redeem them until he gets there. He redeemed them the first time, and he's going to redeem them the second time. Yahweh Shai will be the only one that's redeemed Israel, us. Read. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that.
This is the book of
A
Colossians.
little louder, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above,
Mm-hmm.
where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God.
Ooh.
Straight cut.
Colossians, what?
Colossians chapter 3, verse 1.
The right hand of the Most High is Christ. Hey, and it's about to get real deep. He's really about. We're really about to prove to you that the Lord right here that's bringing us out is Yahweh Shai. The Most High would not get off his throne for nothing. Okay, it's Yahweh Shai who's leading Israel out of Egypt. Is going to lead Israel out of Egypt again. All right, go ahead, officer. We stopped at
verse 14.
Yeah, go ahead.
The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab trembling shall take hold upon them, and the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away.
Now, those who are paying attention, right? I just said this before. When not just the Egyptians, Israel saw those waters go up, but everybody else around them. Everybody else around them saw it. It's like the internet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's watching. Everybody can see it, right? Just like on the internet today, everybody can see everything that's going on with us and happening. It's broad face on the news all the time.
It's either happening in their country or here in the United States too. We're spread all over four parts of the earth.
Yep, exactly, just like that, man. So, the Dukes of Edom. These are the Edom. These are the white people today. Your so-called Caucasian. This is the Edomites. All right, this is them. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab trembling shall take hold upon them, and the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm.
Mm-hmm.
They shall be as still as a stone, till thy people pass over, O Lord, till the people pass over which thou hast purchased. Verse 17. Thou shalt bring them in thy and plant them.
So basically, it said that, hey, like I said, they're gonna be too damn scared to come against the children of Israel. After seeing all that, they're gonna be scared, man. They watching all these things happen. They ain't finna press against Israel like that, man. And that's what's gonna happen today. All these things, people are not trying to press us on the streets. That's why the same thing is happening to us. The same thing happening to Hawashai is happening to us. Like he's like, it's not our time yet for them to put their hands on it. It's not his time yet. It's not our time. It's not his time yet. It's not his time. But sooner or later, it's gonna be our time. And I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna do. You gotta read your Bible. Go ahead.
17. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance,
Mm-hmm.
in the place of the Lord which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. The Lord shall reign over forever and ever. For the horse of Pharaoh went in with the chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and the Lord brought against the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. And Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances.
Those trembles are tamarines. You know, they pounded on it and it's shaking at the same time. The tamarines. Go ahead.
And Miriam answered them, Sing ye to the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. Mm-hmm. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, What shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord. And the Lord shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters remained sweet. And he made a statue of an ordinance, and there he proved them.
So check this out. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, Torah, chapter 1 and verse 10. All right, and he proved them. There, what is he doing? He's testing them. Right?
Chapter 1, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
All right. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things.
Uh-huh.
The noise of murmuring is not hid.
The noise of murmuring is not hid. Go, keep reading to 11.
Verse 11. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting.
Hey, refrain your tongue from murmuring and backbiting, complaining and talking ish about people. Refrain your tongue from it. And a lot of people in Israel is about to go down like a bag of bricks, okay? Because all they do is murmur and all they do is complain and talk ish about people all the time, and you can see it. It's in their eyes. You can see it.
And it's called gossip.
Yeah, that gossip.
Girl, did you hear this? Hey, dog.
Just be gossiping, man.
Like, especially when a guy's
tell
telling me,
bears.
hey, did you say, damn, dog, you sound like a damn female. Like, shut up. I don't care. How does this benefit me?
Yeah,
How does this benefiting us?
act like you should know this. You know what I'm saying about what somebody does. Like, bro, there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? La. Was that 11 or some more meat on it?
There's more on 11.
Go ahead.
For there is no word so secret that shall go from naught, and the mouth that believe it slayeth the soul.
And the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. Because they're gonna be talking this about you, and the mouth that in the mouth that what?
And the mouth that believe it slayeth the
Okay,
soul.
the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. Like, you know, if I go to you, you know, a backbiting on you and saying, that's.
It's like you're planting the seed already. Like you're planting that bad seed. Like you don't know the person, but you hear something about that person. Then when you see him, you're like, damn, I heard shit about this person. I heard stuff about this person. So I don't know. And then you talk to them, you find out who they are. You're like, wait, this person is not like how he is. This person told me he was. Like, what the hell? Yeah, hey man, this gonna be talking smack about him. Like, damn, man.
Read it again for the audience, brother.
All right. So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For the ear of jealousy heareth all things,
Right.
and the noise of murmuring is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go from naught, and the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul.
The mouth that believeth slayeth the soul, right? And the ear of jealousy heareth all things.
Yeah.
You gonna tell that to somebody that's just jealous of this person, man. They don't like that person.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that a lot. Like I hear a lot from different kind of people, and it's crazy. And it's like from this other book called The Four Agreements. Words are magic. You plant a seed. You tell someone, "Oh, you're ugly," and then they don't care. And then they hear it from someone else saying, "Oh, you're ugly," and then you're like, "Oh, damn." And later on, you're like, "Damn, I am ugly." You start believing that seed that planted in your subconscious mind. Same thing when people gossip about other people. oh, did you hear about this? Like, oh, really? Oh, all right. Then you see that person, like, oh, shit.
Okay. So where we at?
Verse 26.
Go ahead and read.
26. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I brought upon the Egyptians. For I am the Lord that healeth thee.
Right.
When they came to Elim, there were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. And that stick that that Moses threw up in the water because it was bitter to make it sweet. Look at these miracles that are happening. Like the water was bitter, all of a sudden it's sweet now. It's like all these miracles was happening. Like you got to pay attention. But how you are now, you're going to go into the wilderness like that, man. This ain't going to be there. This won't be there. This will not be there. It has to be here.
It's going to be like the book of Eli. People are going to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to just do wicked stuff in the wilderness.
Yeah. That's like the wilderness. Eli knew how to walk because he read and he had faith. And that's what it is. It's faith. You walk by faith, not by sight. You walk by faith. You believe in what the Most High said he's going to do. And that's why I be telling people, like, man, you got to have faith, man. I be telling my wives that you got to have faith. I tell them, you got to have faith. You just walk by faith. Especially, you know what I'm saying, if I'm the head over my wives, they got to walk by faith by me telling them something and they go do it.
It's just like in today's society, how people, oh, you got to believe in yourself. You got faith. You have to have faith in yourself. It's the same thing with God. You have to have faith in it. Believe in it.
Exactly. But Kal Asherah, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shag, Shemai, all that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So cool. We're about to go over here to chapter 16. All right. Go ahead, officer.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 1. And they took their journey from Elim,
Uh-huh.
and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of sin.
To the what?
Wilderness of sin.
Into the wilderness of sin. Read.
Which is between Elim and Sinai on
Right.
the 15th day of the second month,
Right.
after the departing out of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
So what's that? In the wilderness of sin. They still murmuring. Why? Because they're not paying attention. Whatever's in their heart is coming out. And an hour of affliction will make you forget 10 years of your life. But they don't have faith. That's why that affliction is causing them to lose their damn minds. Read.
Verse 3. The children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and we did eat bread to the full. Ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. And then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, and I will prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day.
So what's about to happen?
He's about to give them food. And
Watch
he's
this.
testing them.
There you go. He's about to test them again the second time.
If they're going to keep the law, bro.
Exactly. And we're gonna see if they're gonna keep the law. All right, this is gonna be a good one. We about to see how well versed you guys are in the law. All right, y'all can pull all those precepts and those breakdowns. I can pull all those breakdowns and everything. But let's see if you know the law that you're going to be judged by. Okay? And that's what we're here for. We are here to give y'all the law. We're not here to give y'all some doctrinal breakdown and everything else. All right, y'all already have those. We have a lot of groups and main groups that's going to give you those doctrinal breakdowns of the prophets and the gospel. and a little bit of the law. But we focus mainly on the law. I mean, we teach the prophets in the gospel, but our main focus is the law, man, because you're going to get judged according to the law, and you gotta know it. All right, and we're gonna see if y'all been paying attention to us. Okay, go ahead and read.
Yeah. Verse
5.
5. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day shall prepare that which they bring in.
What's on the 6th day?
The preparation day.
The day of preparation, right? Read.
It shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
Say what?
And it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
So on the 6th day, it should be what?
Preparation day.
Twice as much as.
Twice as much as you bring in daily. That means double the portion on the Sabbath. Double the portion on the Sabbath. Okay? Why? Because you're going to need it. You're going to eat that night of the Sabbath, and then you have the next day, right? And those doubles and portions may last until dinner for the night on Saturday night. It's going to last. All right, read.
Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron said unto the children of Israel, at even then ye shall know that the Lord hath brought you out from the land of Egypt. And in the morning then ye shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we that we murmur against us?
So, what does Moses tell him in this precept? Who called him to this? What just happened? What did he say to him? What's going to happen?
They need to know that he's hearing them, what's in their mind, how they remember it.
He hears that too, but Moses just said something very important that was going to happen. Hey, if y'all know what's about to happen and what Moses just said, just type it up. Just post it into the group, okay? Verse 7. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we, that ye murmur against us? He said, basically Moses is saying, who are we that you murmur against us? You're not. That's what we tell people all the time. Like, hold on. We just tell him what the Lord said. Take that up with the Lord. Take that up with the Lord. But he's saying you're going to see him in the morning. His glory. When he says glory, he's talking about his body, face, everything. You're going to see him in the morning. You know, sometimes it'll be like you're going to see him, like you're going to see his plagues of the destruction and everything else. But this is literally. All right? Read, officer.
Verse 8. And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to be to the full, for that the Lord heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. And Moses spake unto Aaron, saying to all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he hath heard your murmurings.
Right.
And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud.
Ooh, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. So now I got to go to the blue letter for y'all, just so you can see. All right. Hold on. Salaki about that. The water gabar. So let me go back. It's kavod in the Hebrew. All right. The translation is kavod, but you can kavod right here. All right. We're going to the Strongs. The translation count: honor, glorious, gloriously, honorable. All right. You got glory, honor, glorious, abundance, abundance, riches, honor, splendor, or glory. Now, this word is what y'all want to pay attention to. Like I tell you guys, always pay attention to your words. Okay? Honor, dignity, honor, reputation, honor, reverence, glory, or glory. So what I'm going to do right here. All right. I'm going to look it up. Magnificent and splendid appearance. Grandeur. All right. So it's appearance. It's a splendid appearance. Okay. So read verse 10 again, Zanakaria. Magnificent features or qualities. All right. Read.
Verse 10. It came to pass as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud.
Right.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying,
so stop right there. Now, the appearance of him, he appeared to them. Now I'm going to stop the sharing real quick. He appeared unto them. Read that in 1 Corinthians real quick, chapter 10 and verse 1. And we're going to read the 4.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 1.
Read.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea.
So right there is a precept to right here. All of our fathers passed under the cloud and through the sea. Paul is talking to the Israelites. He said, all our fathers. He's talking to the Israelites. Read.
Verse 2. And we're all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
Baptized unto Moses in the cloud into the sea. Read.
Verse 3. And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
Mm-hmm.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Christ.
Ooh. That was good. Hey, that rock was Christ. Paul told you that rock was Christ, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. We tell y'all got to pay attention to the law, man. Paul never read the law. He's just telling you what happened.
Hey, let me reread it again, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me read it again.
Go ahead.
Christian and Catholic people, man.
It was straight cut right there, man. Hey, man. I'm not here to make nobody feel bad. I'm just here to edify y'all through the Spirit.
Right,
so go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
That was a straight cut right there. That's beautiful, baby. I'm trying to tell you. Hey. How about Shema Mashiach?
Side.
Right there, man. Hey, but let's go on real quick because the show has to go on. Let's go on. But I was just showing y'all, man. Hey. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 4 Bible Kushak. This is what the Most High will do to get you to understand what you did and to cause you to remember the law. This is what he'll do to you, all right? That will cause you to remember the law. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 4. We're going to read the 8.
All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 4. For it was requested that upon them exercising tyranny, should come penury, which they could not avoid. But to these it should only be shown how their enemies were tormented.
Mm-hmm.
For when the horrible fears of beasts came upon these, and they perished with the stings of crooked serpent, thy wrath endured not forever.
Mm-hmm.
But they were troubled for a small season.
So what happened when that darkness fell upon Egypt? It was a subconscious terror. All right, read.
That they might be admonished, having a sight of salvation, to put them in remembrance of their commandments of thy law.
He put that on Israel to put them in remembrance of his law. Read.
For he that turneth himself toward it was not saved by the thing that he saw, but by thee that art that savor of all.
Mm-hmm.
And in this thou madest thy enemies confess that it is thou who deliverest from all evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's verse 8. Want me to keep going?
Now skip down to verse 18 real quick.
Verse 18. For some time the flame was mitigated, that it might not burn up the beasts that were sent against the ungodly, but themselves might see and perceive that they were persecuted with the judgment of God.
So the Most High would do these things to you to get you to understand the law and to remember the law, right? Because if he's tormenting you with that, what is the way you get out of that? It's through faith of Yahweh, keeping the law. Do what you're supposed to do, because he's gonna judge you to get you to understand what you're doing wrong, and to get you to turn from what you're doing wrong. The Most High will make you sick to get you to understand what you're doing wrong, so you can repent and turn from your ways. Like, nah, I'm repenting. I'm not doing that no more. No. All right. Whether it's your kids, your wife, your friends, he's going to do something to you to make you understand to keep the law. Got it? Let's go, officer. Start from 11.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Speak unto them, saying, At even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay around about the host. And when the dew that lay around gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as the hoarfrost on the ground.
So what happened? In verse 13, and it came to pass that evening the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay round about the host. What happened?
The birds came and dropped off food for them.
No, the birds didn't drop off food. The birds was the food.
No.
So let's go to some. Give me numbers. Nakaraka, give me numbers 11 and 31. Everybody turn to numbers 11 and 31. Uh-huh.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm. And who was this Lord that bought the quails? Yahweh Shai. He bought those quails around. He's testing them. Keep going.
Verse 32. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered at least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. Verse 33. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague.
Why did the Most High do that? I mean, why did Yahweh Shai do that to him?
Because they weren't supposed to eat those birds.
They ate the blood of the.
Go to Leviticus chapter 17, verse 10. You're right, officer. And we're going to prove that. It was because you're not supposed to eat beast raw.
17 verse 10?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 17, verse 10. Okay. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
Keep reading. Going to 14.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls.
So the blood is for the altar. Read.
For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. And whosoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunted and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
So did they pour out the blood?
No.
They did not.
They're not even supposed to eat that bird.
But they did all the above. They did all the above, man. Yeah, keep going.
Verse 14. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I say unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manners of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eat it shall be cut off.
Read. So let's go back to Numbers chapter 11 and verse 33.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 33. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hatava, because there they buried the people that lusted, and the people journeyed from Kibroth Hatava unto Heserat, and abode at Heserat.
So let's go back to Exodus 16 and verse 13. Officer, read.
Verse 13. And it came to pass at the evening that the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness, there by a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost, on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna. For they wist not what it was. And the Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather it, every man according to his eating. An omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in the tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, Let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and the bread worms, and it stank. And Moses was wroth with them, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot,
what's supposed to happen at this time? They were supposed to be tested. And they said it here in verse 4. Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. All right, read.
Go on. Verse 22. And it came to pass that on the 6th day,
Start at 21, please.
Verse 21. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses.
So remember, they gathered twice as much on the 6th day, the day of preparation. Okay, twice as much portion on that day. If it's just 2 of you, it's enough to eat for 2 days, not 1 day. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord has...
I'm sorry, not for 2 days. If you want to make enough for 2 days, go ahead. But it should last you a day and some. Okay, go ahead.
And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and see it that you will see it. And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And they laid it up till the morning. And as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moses said, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, and it there shall be none.
So he's basically telling them, hey, if you go out the next day, no food is going to be out there for you. You already gathered in twice as much. Don't go out there because ain't no food going to be there for you, right? So everybody has to think like that. If you go outside, there should be no food for you. You should be looking for no food. Nowadays, man, we're in captivity and things, we get mercy for certain things. Yahweh Shai and the disciples went into the cornfields and picked corn that day on the Sabbath. There was food out there. All right, but in the wilderness, it's going to be a test for you. You ain't going to get that mercy in the wilderness. Okay, you're not going to get that mercy. So the best thing for you to do is to make sure you don't have to leave the house to get any food. Your wife shouldn't be able to make you go outside and get any food. Your kids shouldn't make you go outside to get any food. The only time you should leave out of your tent is in an emergency. You got to go to the hospital. Your kid is burning in a fever on the Sabbath. Hey, that's judgment. Y'all two parents is doing something wrong for somebody to be sick on the Sabbath. Okay? Baba Kushar, read.
Verse 26. 6 days ye shall gather, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day for to gather, and they found none. And the Lord said unto Moses, How long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day.
Mm-hmm.
So the people rested on the 7th day. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. And it was like coriander seed, white.
So check this out real quick. I got to stop you, officer. What happened? What just happened? And I know I said there ain't going to be none. But it's up to Yahweh Shai. I'm thinking like that. In my head, I want to get it right. I want to have everybody in order because I don't want to have to get that. What was given to Israel just now?
Bread.
Huh?
Bread.
Bread? Nope. Mercy. Because they just broke the Sabbath. They went outside. Go ahead.
Come. White, and the taste of it was like wafers.
So, slack. Because in verse 27 it said, and it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. They broke the Sabbath. All right, go ahead and read.
White, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. And Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commanded, fill an omer of it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread wherewith I have fed you in the wilderness when I brought you forth out of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses said unto Aaron, take a pot and put an omer full of manna therein, and lay it up before the Lord to be kept for your generations. As the Lord commanded Moses, so Aaron laid it up for the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years, until they came to a land inhabited. And they did eat manna until they came unto the borders of the land of Canaan. Now an omer is the 10th part of an ephah.
Come. Call Asherah, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Wanashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. So a lot of things has happened, man. They're in the wilderness of sin, chapter 17, verse 1. Now they're in the wilderness of sin, man. You know, the best thing is to straighten up. That's why, you know, it's good for everybody to be together in the congregation. So, you know, when you mess up, you got somebody straighten you up. You know, we should be able, and through Paul said, through righteousness and through the meekness of us, we should be able to admonish one another. You know what I mean? You got to understand, or you got to know how to genuinely correct somebody. You know what I mean? And leave that sharp rebuke for the head of the camp, whose wisdom surpasses yours. And he knows how to talk to that brother and rebuke him and everything else. And brothers, y'all got to learn how to take correction and stop being pussies. That's the thing. Y'all soft as hell. Y'all don't know how to take correction and rebuke, man. You start getting soft and shit, acting like fucking females. Excuse my language, man, but a lot of y'all brothers act like females, man. Like you just don't want to take correction and shit. Shut your ass up and listen, nigga. And y'all females too, shut the hell up. Listen, we trying to tell y'all something. That's all we trying to do is tell you something. And we're just men. I'm a very masculine man. I'm going to tell you how I tell you. You like it or not. But you can ask anybody around me, Jimmy, I'm a cool guy. I'm a cool cat, man. Very cool cat. All right, I ain't going to let nothing slide. All right, I may not tell you right then and there because I myself is still learning how to tell people things. All right, I may tell you the next day. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else might see it and say something right then and there. If I don't want to say nothing, hey, let's see if that brother can stop what he's doing. But I'm about to tell you. All right, but at the same time, y'all got to learn how to take correction because a lot of y'all soft and you need to harden up. Austere. Yahweh Shai, who you call Christ, was an austere man. All right, very austere. So for y'all to say that he like he finna give you a hug and kiss and something when he come back, man, crazy. I don't see that nowhere in the Bible. I don't see that nowhere. He's austere. Me, I'm finna go up and give him a kiss. Both they shalom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A spiritual kiss. You know what I'm saying? We shake hands, spiritual kiss, like this. We're not kissing each other, but that's just called a spiritual kiss. You know what I mean? So, what are we doing now? We're going to chapter 17, and we ending where?
Verse 16.
Con, man. So, hey, instructions on the Sabbath, double portions. They saw you how it shy in the wilderness. You know his glory. Of them just showing them that somebody's watching. And the thing, I was telling my wife earlier, we was on the phone, you know what I'm saying, going over this. And like when you go to chapter 16, verse 10, and it came to pass as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. Now, Moses by Moses telling them this is about to happen, Moses is also letting the children of Israel know that, hey, these things is not happening by my accord only. But this goes to a lot of people. If you can see the angels and everybody around you, you'll straighten up. But the fact that you can't see Christ and he's not here, you're not going to straighten up. And a lot of people are like that. The only way they'll straighten up if they saw him. Like, they're going to straighten up.
You got to see it to believe it.
Exactly. But the fact that you don't see him, you feel that you ain't got to do nothing. That's the thing. Is we know they're here. And we're straightening up. We're not stupid. But the only time you want to straighten up is when they're here and you see them. That means you don't believe in them at all. But you will see. And you will believe. Like the scripture said, hey, in that day we're going to rejoice for the sight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're like, I told you. We told you, man. We kept telling you. Hey, bro, we reading things here. It ain't no joke. This is the best book written ever.
And I'm gonna just tell them, hey, go pray to that rock. Go pray to your Santa Marta. Go pray to all that stuff you were praying at, man.
Not the rock that gave us spiritual drink. We talking about that stone over there in Mecca. Yeah.
Crystal rock. Hey, go pray to that. You believe in that? Go burn your sage. Go start doing all that. Do your plans, whatever, homie. That's on you.
Yeah.
I told you.
See, a lot of people just don't. I mean, a lot of people don't want to turn to the truth because the logic of the Bible is going to contradict their truth, and it's going to condemn them where they stand, and they're going to know that they were wrong. That's why they don't want to turn. It condemns them.
And that's the thing that bothers me. They're like, oh, I'm humble. Man, do you even know the definition of humble? Humble means to submit. Look it up.
You know what you do? Hey, can you just tell me the meaning of it? Can you look it up for me? So
I'm a good person. I treat everybody the same. It's like, no, it's not, man. Look it up right.
You can't treat everybody the same.
Like, come on.
That's effing impossible.
So you're telling me I gotta treat a rapist and a pedophile the same? Like, are you for real?
Exactly.
Oh, no. Not like that. I mean, certain people. Oh, so now we're choosing and picking, right? I thought we're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. They choosing and picking now.
We're supposed to love everybody. What, didn't you say that?
Hey, can you love a rapist? Can you love a pedophile? Then you can't love Trump. You can't love Trump. You can't love Biden either. You can't love them, man. Those dudes are pedophiles to the fifth power. Okay? So let's go, officer. Chapter 17.
Exodus chapter 17, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeys from the wilderness of sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, why chide you with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst?
You see? They're not paying attention. You see? Are they paying attention to what they're doing? They still doing it. A lot of them, hey, bro. Wow. They still murmur. You still complaining. And that's one thing you hate is a person that complain all the damn time, man. And, you know, you got complaining ass brothers that complain all the time. They just don't want to talk. They just want to complain. And ain't nothing worse than a complaining ass woman, too. She just complain. She just like, woman, shut your ass up. And these dudes be sounding just like him. Like, bro, shut your ass up. Like, you don't want to just sit down and talk about it. Like, we can't just like sit down and oh, man, like kills your spirit, bro. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go to the bar. I see you. See you later. All right, read, officers.
Verse 4. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, go in before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thy hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock of Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel.
So what was going on right there? Moses just like, now he's complaining to the Most High, and he hates that. Now the Yahweh Shai is telling him to go get some elders, right? Now those same elders are going to be with Moses for a while. Hey, give me my tea from over there, Baba Kushon. And what else is going on? Hey, the Most High, when he was telling Jeremiah, be not dismayed at their faces. Hey, set your head against theirs, man. You got to. You got to set your face against theirs, man. Don't be scared of their faces and them complaining and everything else. You can't do that, man. Set your face against theirs. They get mad. Fuck that. Plant your face against theirs. And even myself got to remember that, man. Because sometimes you want to have mercy on people because people get so soft, man. And you just really can't cater to everybody like that. You can't. When it's time to correct somebody, you got to. And I myself fall short of that sometimes. Okay? You got to have, and it's called having compassion on somebody, but you can't have too much compassion. I don't know what it is, but when I'm at camp, I'm just not putting up shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when we do unity camp, I be trying to start a conversation with people and get them, but they'll take, they'll take advantage of that. Here come Ibaja come around there and bang them on their head. I'm like, see, I was trying to have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? They be talking ish, but I get them in a minute, but I'm trying to get something out of them. And they don't want to calm down, so here come Abijah to bang them on in their head, man. I'm like, bro, I tried to talk to you, but you didn't. And, they just wanted to get real stupid. So, hey, I was trying to talk to you, and now you got to get this, and now they're complaining. You should have just came here and had a conversation, and, we can deal. You know what I mean? Man, hey. This is what you call, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back together, man. I put in work. If y'all see a book on your relatives table, it don't look like this, they ain't reading it. They ain't reading it, man. I'm trying to tell you, that's the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and behold, I will stand before thee there in the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Mashah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord amongst us or not? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel and Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose out of us men, and go out and fight with Amalek tomorrow. And I will stand on the top of the hill, and with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up in the top of the hill. It came to pass, when Moses held his hand, and that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, and one on one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, Because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Call Shirah. Tabar Yahweh, and I Shai, when I Shema. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. And that's the end of the law. Now we're going into the prophets. You want to come over here and trade spots with me?
God, now you got a real God speaking to you, man.
You better not have that thing on me when you said that.
So, all right, yeah, go ahead. We're at Judges chapter 4, verse 4 to chapter 5 and verse 31. Go ahead.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 4, verse 4.
Well, hold on, slack. Let me get there. Follow along with you.
Now you're about to read right here, the Most High selling us into captivity.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 4, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lepidot, she judged Israel all that time.
At that time?
At that time.
Uh-huh.
And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah,
Right.
between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment.
Came up to her for judgment, right? So let me share the screen real quick. Let's go to the blue there real quick, right? Share screen. Okay, so now, right, sharing, right? Let's go. Here's 4. Right. Well. Master Pot. All right. That's how right here, in this effeminate Yiddish, right? It says mishpat. You know what I'm saying? That don't sound nothing like how you say in the paleo, man. Or how you say mishpat in the paleo is mashapat. All right. So this judgment that's right here, right? Judgment, act of deciding a case, place, court, seat of judgment, process, procedure. All right, case, calls, president for judge, sentence, decision. Right, so she was making decisions at this time, right? So, boom. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, Had not the Lord of Israel commanded, saying, Go and draw toward the Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali,
Mm-hmm.
and of the children of Zebulun,
right?
And I will draw unto thee to the river of Kishon,
Sisera,
the captain of Javin's armies with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him unto thy hand.
okay.
Verse 8. And Barak said unto her, If thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go.
Okay.
And she said, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thy honor.
And saying the most time was to put the spirit, on this woman to do whatever she was doing, saying, because you got brothers asking her, hey, I'm not gonna go if you're not going, she's literally making decisions for Israel.
Well,
She's
the Most High was just using her,
right,
to conquer them.
Exactly.
An embarrassment to the other nations.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? She's making all the decisions right now. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
For the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman, and Deborah.
You hear that, dude? Hey, they're gonna sell Sisera into the hand of a woman.
And Deborah rose and went with Barak to Kadesh.
Right.
And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and went up with 10,000 men at his feet.
Right.
And Deborah went up with him.
Right.
Now Heber the Canaanite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses,
right.
He served himself from the Canaanites, and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zananim, which is by Kadesh. Right. And they showed Sisera that Barak, the son of Abinoam, was gone up to Mount Tabor. And Sisera gathered together all his chariots, even 900 chariots of iron.
Right.
And all the people that were with him, from Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river of Kishon.
Right.
Verse 14. And Deborah said unto Barak, Up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thy hand. Is not the Lord gone out before thee? So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. And the Lord discomfited Sisera and all his chariots. And
so Deborah's over here giving him encouragement. It's like, she was like, hey, this is the day that the Lord delivered Sisera into your hand. You know what I'm saying? So
like confidence on him.
Right. So Barak's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he went down there to fight. Go ahead.
And all his host with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down of his chariot and fled away on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
But Barak pursued after the chariot and after the host unto Harosheth of the Gentiles. And all the hosts of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Canaanite. For there was peace between Jabin the king.
Keep that real quick.
Verse 17?
Yeah, hold on. No, stop. So Heber the Canaanite, right? So Jael, right? The wife of Heber the Kenite. Who's Heber? Heber, that's the father-in-law of Moses, right? So that's Moses' wife's dad. You know what I mean? So Jael is the wife of Heber the Kenite, right? Go ahead.
So from the top, 17 from the top. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Canaanite.
Right.
For there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber the Canaanite.
Right.
And Jael went out to meet Sisera.
Right. So because Sisera was at the door of Jael's house. It was like, so she came up to the door and was like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle.
Kind of covered him like with a blanket. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty.
Right.
And she opened a bottle of milk.
God. So this, right? So you really got to think about this, right? So this being the wife of Heber, which Heber is the father-in-law of Moses, right? So that means they have a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with the Israelites. You know what I mean? So that means Jael, the wife of Heber, has a relationship with the Israelites. But this man right here was just fighting against the Israelites. So you know what I'm saying? She played it off a little bit, you know what I mean? She's like, oh, come, covered with a blanket. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And gave him drink and covered him.
Right.
Again he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent.
Right.
And it shall be, when any man do come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here? That thou shouldst say, No. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent, took an hammer in her hand,
right,
and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into his temple. Damn.
So she played it off smooth.
You want some more milk?
You know what I'm saying? And then when he went to sleep, when he was all snuggled and everything, made him look like a scoozy, right? Yep. Came up to him and put a nail straight through his temple and fastened it into the ground. Dang, man.
And fastened it into the ground, for he was fall asleep and weary, so he died.
Good one.
And behold, as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him, and said unto him, Come, and I will show thee the man who thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples.
So, hey, after all of this, Deborah, Barak, getting all the men and everything, it was just this old, this old woman in the tent that killed him.
Pretty much.
Dang, man, that was crazy. That must have been a crazy sight to see. The lady came to you and was like, "Oh, the man that you're seeking is in here," and he's just dead right there with a nail in the head.
Pretty much.
Good.
Verse 23. So God subdued on that day Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Israel, and the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin, the king of the Canaan, until they had destroyed Jabin, king of the Canaan.
King of Canaan.
Canaan.
God. Next chapter.
Chapter 5, verse 1. Then sang Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel, when the people willingly offer themselves. Hear, O ye kings, give ear, O ye princes. I, even I, will sing unto the Lord. I will sing praise to the Lord God of Israel. Lord, when thou wentest out of Seir, when thou marchest out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled, and the heavens dropped. The clouds also dropped water. The mountains melted from before the Lord, even that Sinai from before the Lord God of Israel.
Sure.
And that in the days of Shamgar, the son of Anat, and the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the travelers walked through byways. The inhabitants of the village ceased in Israel, until that I, Deborah, arose, that I arose a mother in Israel. They chose new gods. Then was war in the gates. Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel?
We're at verse 9 now.
My heart is towards the governors of Israel. They offer themselves willingly amongst the people. Bless ye the Lord. Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by that way. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his village in Israel.
And this is why that Deborah was called a prophetess, because she had prophesied. You know what I mean? She prophesied this prophecy right here. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers and the places of drawing water. All right. Does the king or the servants get the water? The servants, right? So the slaves that are going to get the water, that means captivity, right? There and they shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages in Israel. Right?
This was a song. Remember this song?
Go, keep going.
Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah, awake, awake, utter a song, arise, Barak, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Then he made him Salah. Then he made him that remained have dominion over the nobles among the people. The Lord made me have domain over the mighty. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek. After thee, Benjamin among thy people. Out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handled the pen of the writer.
That's why Issachar used to call Zebulun up to the temple, or because when he looked at the constellation, Zebulun was the pen.
Verse 15. And the prince of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley. For the divisions of Reuben, there was great thoughts of heart. Why abodest thou among the sheepfolds to hear the bleatings of the flocks? For the division of Reuben, there was great searchings of heart. Gilead among beyond Jordan, and why did Dan remain in ships? Asher continued on the seashores, and abode in his breaches. Zebulun and Naphtali were a people that.
So right here, it's just talking about how the relationships that tribes have between each other. You know what I'm saying? What they did with each other. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I'll start from 18. Zebulun and Naphtali were a people that jeopardized their lives unto the dead in the highest place of the field. The kings came and fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan and Taanach by the waters of Megiddon. They took no gain of money. They fought from heaven. The stars and the courses fought against Sisera. The river of Kishon swept them away. The ancient river, the river Kishon. O my soul, thou hast trodden down strength. Then were the horse hoof broken by the means of the prancings of their mighty ones. Curse ye, said the angel of the Lord, curse ye bitterly the inhabitants thereof, because they came not to the help of the Lord, against the mighty. Blessed above woman shall Jael, the wife of Hebar the Canaanite, be blessed shall she be above woman in the tent. He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish. She put her hand to the nail, and her right hand to the workman's hammers. And with the hammer she smote Sisera. She smote off his head when she had pierced and stricken through his temples. At her feet he bowed, he fell, he lay down. At her feet he bowed, he fell. Where he bowed, there he fell down dead. The mother of Sisera looked out at a window and cried through the lattice.
She thought her son was about to come back.
Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariots? Her wise ladies answered her, yea, she returned answer to herself. Have they not sped? Have they not divided the prey? To every man and the damsel or two. To Sisera a prey of divers colors, a prey of divers colors. of needlework, of divers colors of needlework on both sides. Meet the necks of them that take the spoil. So so let all thy enemy perish, O Lord, but let them that love him be as the sun when he goeth forth in his might, and the land had rest 40 years.
So after that war and they took over Caesarea and everything, they was keeping the law and everything, and they had peace. You know what I mean? For 40 years. All right. Now go to Matthew 14 and 22.
All right, sit down. Shalom, shalom. I'm back. So we're going to Matthew chapter 14, verse 22. Where we starting at?
Verse 22 to 33.
All right, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 14, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up unto a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone.
Mm-hmm.
But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. Mm-hmm. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And the disciples saw him walking on the sea. They were troubled, saying, "It is a spirit." And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying,
You can imagine how they acted. Oh, hold up, man. Is that a spirit, bro? We tripping. You in the water, fool. Where you going?
The devil is
Where you going, man? Go ahead.
But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched out forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were coming to the ship, the wind ceased, and they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth, thou art the Son of God.
So when you go to verse 28, basically, in order for them to see something, they need to have faith. Like we went back when Yahushua appeared to them in the wilderness of sin. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to show them he was there for them to understand. You know what I'm saying? And to have faith. And he'd be like, oh man, we never seen anything like that. Like where'd he come from? Because Yahushua is tall. He's very tall. Like when you what book that is, that Isaiah or never mind, I'm not gonna quote, but hey, I'm gonna find it for the next time. When Yahushua was handing out the crowns, there was one in the midst of them on the mountain. You know what I'm saying? He was taller than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He was handing out crowns. Yahushua is very tall. So when they seen him in the wilderness, you know, imagine their sight. So imagine them seeing him right now. Though. He was tall. You know what I'm saying? Imagine this dude he got hand over, he got crossover, you know what I'm saying? He is smash knuckles. Hey, I remember when I was a Christian. Somebody asked me, said, hey man, if it was a game one-on-one between you and Yahushua, you know what I'm saying, would you play him? I'm like, yeah. He said, what would you do? It was so stupid them asking me that now that I think about it.
No,
Yeah.
and then you just stop away.
Yeah. I was exalting myself. You know what I'm saying? I was hell nah, man. Matter of fact, how Shy ain't about to play no game of basketball. He gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Or slap me in the face.
Like, nah, we ain't doing that, Markai. We don't do that here.
Sorry,
Nah.
bro.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Hey, just sit down and chill and have a glass of wine.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, but nah, man. But it's about faith. You know what I mean? Verse 28. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahweh Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? Like, why don't doubt? Don't doubt. You just faith. Be cheerful. Be happy. Don't doubt. Know what's going to happen. And that's the thing a lot of people do. They have doubt because of the things that are going on around us. It's little faith. Oh, thou of little faith. Why did you doubt? Why did you think it wasn't going to happen? You seeing me do it. Come on. If you seeing me do it, come on. All right, cool. But he was still tested though. That wind blew. That was cold, man. Keep walking. You know what I'm saying? Keep walking, bro. Like, all right, thou of little faith, man. You gotta have faith, bro. So when this wind out here come blowing on you, and it comes blowing, and Yahweh Shai said, come on, don't let it turn you around. Keep coming. Keep coming, man. These people in their loud mouth, they're going to keep speaking, bro. They're going to try to discourage you every which way. Let that wind blow and go, that was cold, and keep walking. y'all cold, but I'm going to keep walking, man. Hey, and that is almost the moral of the story, man. It's faith. You can't be of little faith, man. You can't do that. You got to have faith, and you got to keep walking in the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, we're going to end out with the prayers, and that'll be end of the Shabbat service. All right? I need to find my tape, man. My sword is looking rough. Man. And I don't want a new one. I'm fine with what I got right here, man. This is like a $2,000 sword right here, man. It's worth the money, every bit right here, man. I put a lot of work. I done put a lot of work into the sword, man.
Bust it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it though.
Don't work up.
Huh?
Four swords don't work up.
You
I
still
got
got
miles on it.
you still got some work left to it, baby. You better put some work in on there.
Oh, you know how Kevin Samuels be like, what's something that brings more value, the more you use it? And he be like, nothing. Nah, bro. Buy it. The more you use it and everything, more you know, more value.
But Kevin Samuels be talking about the high value man is like the man in the world with money, but he's not the high value man. We are, because Yahweh chose us. Right. He didn't choose him. Right. And we sure ain't about to go and put that dick on our neck. But I like the stuff that he be saying. You know what I'm saying? It's real ish. But the real high value man is the man of the Most High. Yeah. We the high value men. Because the women in these last days gonna be coming to us, not you, brother. But thank you for bringing them down. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for bringing them down. You know what I'm saying? And he doing that. He bringing them down.
They're not liking it, and it's funny because you see women talk stuff about man not taking accountability, but when you have a man bringing their truth, they're like, oh, why there's so much anger? Why so much hate? Woman. So when you're saying your stuff about a man, it's not anger, it's not emotion, it's not true. But when a man does it to you, you don't like it.
Yeah.
Man.
You guys should be nice to us. Like, you know, every woman's definition of a man is a damn slave. For real. I want a guy that's nice and he does this for me. Like, you want a slave.
That's a servant.
Yeah, I'm a masculine man. Like,
and then when you get them, you play them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. I'm not gonna say all women do that,
Yeah,
but the majority, and some do it without knowing. Some dude without knowing. Where did this guy go, man? All right, here we go. Mighty towards Jerusalem. Everybody bow. This is the Ayanawa. It is our duty to praise the master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the land, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity and emptiness and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, whose power's presence is on the highest of heights. He is our God, there is no other. Truly, he is our King. There is none else. As is written in the Torah, ye shall know and take to heart this day that Yahweh is Elohim in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Mashiach, Amen. Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh Elohim, Yahweh Echad. Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh Elohim, Yahweh Echad. Shemai, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Elohim, Yahweh Echad. I understand y'all like that.
You're supposed to do it free. Commandment, the 10 commandments: love thy neighbor, love Yahweh. Yahweh, Elohim, Asherah, Awatazah, Atika, Baratazayim, Babathium, La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Elohim, Akarim, Apanya, La'ah, Daisha, Lakah, Basol, Wala'ah, La'ibadum, La'ah, the Korka, Akshem, Yahweh, Bashawah, Zakar, Hayawum, Hashabath, Lakadash, Abad, Amka, Wa, Amka, La'ah, Baratazah, La'ah, Dana'ah, Dagamad, La'ah, Dana'ah, Shakur, La'ah, Dakamad, Call, Asherah, La'Raika. First greatest commandment. Hear Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one, and thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. Second greatest commandment. Ra'aika la'ata koma la'ata tar'at banya'anka wa'abata la'ra'aika kama wa'ka'an Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, thou shalt love thy neighbors thyself, and Yahweh. This is Ark 1, Hasha'ab, memorial of the woman. Now when Yahweh was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as his sad meat. But when his disciples saw it, then indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence when his wages and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she has brought a good work upon me. For he did it for she has brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor with you, but ye have not always. Whereas she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, whosoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for memorial of her. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
And with that, man, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Shema Yashavala Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Chut, Hero Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shalom.